Welcome to Experimental History, where I have a problem because I look at things and I'm like, hey, I think I could do that. And then I try to do it. So when I try and do it, I do it without research or skills in that area and attempt to see if I can do it and how terrible it turns out. And then after that, I do some research. I learn from people that know how to do it. Then attempt it again and see how much that knowledge and those skills that I've gained can help me to make something beautiful or something in the right way. And what all I need to learn in that process to actually make it viable and to understand what's happening on a better level instead of jumping in and thinking I can do something, which I will be doing, but then learning and doing it the right way. I hope you enjoy it. This time we're doing sewing. So we have this lovely fabric. Now, I'm a big guy, so I wanted to make sure I had enough. This is a lot of fabric. We'll have to do some measuring next because I am sure I will not be able to eyeball it. What was it? What was it? So I think a tunic is a very simple version of the simplest version of something I could sew. I think for the most part, this is my simplicity of not knowing anything. I can basically fold this over, sew it together, kind of like a giant pillowcase, and then cut armholes and a hole for my head. I think that this is a good place to start with some fabric. Of course, you'll need some scissors to cut the fabric, and then sewing needle and some thread to sew it together. I will now measure myself with measuring tape. The wonders of the basement. You got that? Ice, please. Okay. Everything's fine. Alright, I guess we're just gonna have sounds in the back of this because, yep, it won't stop. So I know that there is specific measuring tape that is used for sewing and measuring people, but I personally do not have that. Do not worry, I'm a professional. Turns out I'm a giant tube, so measurements don't change much, which is good for me. And I'm going to make them slightly larger than what I've measured. I mean, I've had shirts that fit worse. I'm Batman. Where's Rachel? Also, does it need to be this long? Is that... or is that a dress? Alright. I don't think I turned you down for the last cutting part. Sorry. Yes, more in that range. Now we cut again. I will move you this time so you see it. I didn't really think it through, but I need to make sleeves also. Then we'll measure that, I guess. So things that I learned on our original shirt we made, I was using the wrong stitch. I used the basting stitch, which is just to hold things together while you put a real stitch into it. It's definitely boxy, what I made, and has a resemblance to a pillowcase with arms. Didn't go perfect, but I think it's realistically something you could wear for a while. It would fall apart because the basting stitch will not hold it together. I learned that as a right-handed person, going from right to left, which is a simple thought, but it really helped me a lot in comparison to going from left to right. Simple little things like that. Tying a knot in a thread, very difficult with big fingers. Take your time, because eventually if you do it right, the knot will find the other one in a weird way. Anything shorter than your arm length seemed to be nice because then you don't have to do extra pulling through, but that may mean you have to make more starts and finishes like that. Those are kind of the simple things I learned. It is quite massive. I don't think it's terrible. It's definitely not correct. It's kind of like a graduation gown a little bit. You know what's funny is I think this needs a hood. It just feels like it needs a hood. I'm not gonna do it probably. Maybe. Other than that, I'm okay with this. realistically, I put it on. It fit all of my body parts. It's not tight. None of my seams ripped. I can move around in it. So I mean, I'm pretty cool with that. I ended up putting sleeves on it.
Yeah?
Because I figured it would
Okay.
look more like a shirt or tunic.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like more like a shirt with
But
sleeves.
it's really big, but it kind of fits.
Okay. First attempt, I guess great. Now we'll start the teaching. Oh dear. What do you want to know? Well, I can start from the beginning.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
Okay. First, you need to get a pattern for a shirt instead of freehanding it. We have these books in there. Every page shows something different. Like they'll have men's section and they'll show like men's shirt, men's pants, men's shorts. And then we'll have to go to another area and they have these little packages, and that's where the patterns are. Then what you'll do is you'll lay out your material, and then you're going to lay the pattern on top of it. And then you got to pin it on,
Okay.
and then you have to buy some more material. And they'll tell you how much to buy on that pattern. Don't ask me something I don't know.
Something I don't know.
You look bad.
From what you've seen of what I did do, like, what things was I doing wrong? Like, what things did I not do
Well,
correctly?
it wasn't that you did them wrong. You just did them differently than most people
Did them differently.
Patterns are going to be so different from what you did.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have back piece separate from the front piece, and then your sleeve cut out will be a lot different than what you did.
Yeah.
And
As far as like the type of stitch I use,
yeah.
which one should I be using? Like, is there a certain way
Well,
to do it that's better than
basically
others?
what you did was what
Yeah.
we call a basting.
Basting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because you're just kind of holding it in place. And that's what I used to do. I would do that, and then I run it through the sewing machine, and then I take that thread out that I basted. Okay, this is a mother speaking. Slow down, you're going too fast. The speed limit is 45.
So, your mom taught you,
Yep.
right?
And I'm sure her mom taught her,
Okay.
because I'm sure all their clothes were made. Started making my own clothes when I was 6. I was a senior in high school. My friend was getting married right after she graduated, and I made her a wedding dress, and I made my dress to be her and one of her bridesmaids, and I think I made her sister's dress because she was maid of honor, and I made you guys little things for Halloween, you know, and stuff, and because we knew you weren't ever going to wear it.
There's a lot of faith in me. I mean, I'm just happy I was able to put it on my body. I didn't think that was even gonna happen.
Oh, you did pretty good considering, you know, that you didn't go from a pattern and you were, you know, shooting from the hip. You did pretty doggone good. I was pretty impressed.
So, slight issue. The head hole is extremely large. Now, I'm sure that's because I changed measurements to try and make it fit me. Errors were made. Yeah, I gotta do some changes. It didn't turn out the way I thought it would. So it gets it closer to where it's in the right place, but it's still big. So the second time around with our second shirt, we have learned a lot in the world of sewing, and one thing is that we have learned that our stitches could be better, and the back stitch is what I use to sew everything together this time. Much stronger stitch. I looked at a lot of different stitches and what would be out there to be best for this, and the back stitch seems to be the one that people say is the strongest one. A lot of people do. There's other ones that people say are also pretty strong, but the back stitch is easy enough for me to do, so I went with that one. But don't get me wrong, I threaded a lot of needles. A lot of needles. But I got better at it. I did fairly decent. And then tying knots in thread, highly difficult. Didn't understand that was going to be a big problem for me, but my big sausage fingers caused me issues. And now we learned that from my mom that a pattern is a super helpful tool, especially if it's a size that fits you. Then you can just cut to the specifications of this pattern and then follow that to make exactly what you want. I'm a big guy, so we had to size up, and that's where things fell apart for me. I tried to do it in a way that would have fit me, but realistically, we did create a shirt. It works, it fits me roughly. If I made some adjustments, it could be something I could wear. I did learn a lot from my mom. She was able to help me get through the process. I'm sure she had a tough time with the way I do things because she is very detailed, very accurate, very good at what she does, and I am flying around doing whatever I think is the correct motion and the correct way to do things. I'm sure she had an interesting time teaching me. It was a lot of fun to learn something from somebody like my mom and learn a skill that's actually super valuable. Allow you to fix something that you wear every day. All right, well, this is it without the other shirt on underneath it. It's fairly decent.
Hey, it don't look horrible.
Right.
Nothing as bad as the way you made it sound. The sleeves.
The sleeves are long. They're like 3/4
Well,
easily, but
yeah, see, we did not need to add.
no, yeah.
I think the only thing we really needed to add was maybe the length.
Right.
It's not as bad as I thought it, was going to be.
So was I able to learn sewing from my mom? Yes. Was I able to do it well? It's a toss-up. I think that if I could find a pattern in my size or cut a t-shirt apart and measure from that, I would have a much better time making it and getting it to work out correctly. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you liked this, if you had fun, if it was a good time, share it with your mom, share it with your friends, share it with whoever you want. I had a great time learning this from my mom and these skills that she was able to pass to me. And I hope that that can happen for you, or maybe you learned something from this. That'd be great. But if you liked it, share it, subscribe, all those wonderful things. I appreciate you being here, and let me know if you want me to do something else next. Until next time, go make something with your hands. Create something beautiful. See ya.